We wanted to dive into the blue in search of lost treasure, but instead, we found something dangerous and forbidden. This is One Man Recaps. It was one of those rainy nights when even airplanes start landing off schedule. The local sea life was already rubbing their fins. Things were about to get fun, and while they were having fun, so was I. My name's Jared, and it had been a pretty good day until one tour guide decided he knew the ocean better than I did. We had a little argument. Okay, fine. I threw him overboard, purely for educational purposes. And this is Sam, my girlfriend, a beauty and a total shark expert. She can tell you everything about them. I'm fixing up an old boat, our sinking Titanic of hope, and tell Sam I just lost my job. She smiles and says, "Money doesn't matter. What counts is that we've got each other."
I love when you say stuff like that.
We kiss. For a second, everything feels fine, until Bates shows up, an old friend, now a local millionaire. He tosses a gold ring into Sam's hands, says he found it underwater, and adds a couple of jokes about my wealth. I smile. Not because it's funny, and I just didn't feel like throwing anyone else overboard tonight, but honestly, that stung, Bates.
We'll see you, Sam.
Sam and I are driving down the highway when passion decides to cut us off right on the turn. The car swerves, brakes scream, but hey, I've seen Fast and Furious. Instead of a tragic ending, I get a passionate kiss and the smell of burnt tires. We pull up to the airport to meet Bryce. We used to be like brothers, until life turned us into different fish in the same ocean. And there he is, tanned, happy, loaded, and with a girl he claims to have known for, a few hours? Amanda. Sweet, naive, and completely unaware of what she's gotten herself into.
I think I'm in love. Serious.
I'm not serious.
Bryce invites everyone to his villa. It's gorgeous. The guy clearly made some serious crypto money. Then we're out riding, diving. Sam looks like a mermaid. I look like a guy who lost a fin. And Bryce is yelling on a jet ski like he's filming a Red Bull commercial. We swim into a cave. Dark, beautiful, romantic. And that's when I notice my watch is gone. Lost it. While I'm wondering how that happened, Bryce spots a shark and immediately does what every real man in the movies does. I'm just standing there in the water, surrounded by sharks, thinking, well, at least I'm not swimming alone. I laugh, pretend I got bitten.
Don't do that!
Not funny? No.
Bryce freaks out, but Sam, calm as Dr. House, says, "They're not dangerous sharks. You should only be afraid of tiger sharks."
Those are the ones that are furry that have the stripes on them?
Great, I say. Is there a list on how to tell before they bite? I dive for my watch, but find something else instead. Show it to the guys. We're swimming around, picking up old junk. And then, bam, I find a golden dagger straight out of Jack Sparrow's starter pack. So I swim deeper, hoping to find more treasure. And I do. A plane, the same one that crashed at the start of the movie. We dive inside together. It's silent, dark, and yeah, the pilots are still there. We're all shocked, especially Amanda. We look around the cabin, and there it is. Bags full of flour. We grab one. What we didn't know then was that we just brought some very expensive trouble to the surface. Bryce suggests we start baking pancakes immediately. I strongly disagree.
Threw away a new boat. Okay.
You guys are a lot of fun.
No, we're sitting by the pool, talking. And as usual, the conversation drifts to where it smells like adventure and prison time. Bryce suggests we find the ship and keep everything we discover for ourselves. Then, of course, we'll inform the authorities about the plane, but I'm not sure that's the right thing to do. And Sam agrees with me. Despite all the arguing and moral debates, the decision was made. We're hunting for the ship. To hell with risks, conscience, and common sense. We're adventurers without brains. But we need gear. I was sure Bryce was rich. Turns out he's just creatively in debt, borrowed a lot of money, and not from his mom, but from some very serious people. So now I've got to handle it myself. I go to the local dealer. While I'm negotiating, some shady guy nearby is listening to everything. With some beat up but still working gear in hand, we're back in business. We dive. I feel like Indiana Jones in swim trunks. Everything's going according to plan until I notice Amanda's gone. Like a true pirate, she'd gone after the loot, but her tank got snagged. I free her nice and easy. She's fine, just has that look in her eyes like a cat who tried to swipe a sausage.
I didn't take anything. I'm gonna search me.
Out of here.
That evening, we hold a meeting. Turns out all this stuff is from a 19th century pirate ship called the Zephyr. We start counting how many millions we could pull up if we get the whole ship.
Well, that's what we need to figure out.
In the morning, we decide to leave Amanda on lookout duty in a swimsuit. While we're busy hunting for treasure, a water patrol boat pulls up. Amanda decides to lighten her outfit a bit, and somehow, it works. Meanwhile, we're having problems of our own. We wanted to take everything at once, but life doesn't work that way. Barely avoiding drowning, we tell Officer Roy that we're just catching shrimp for a Chinese restaurant. He doesn't really buy it.
Bye. Bye, boys. Thanks.
That night at the club, Bryce already a few drinks in, offers a deal. If we find the ship, we split the money 50-50, him and me with Sam. Amanda gets nothing because, as he puts it, she's decoration, not an investor. Out of nowhere, I run into an old friend, Danny. He says, "Jared, dive carefully. The water's not the only thing murky around here." Meanwhile, Amanda's busy flirting with some handsome stranger. Bryce boils over.
Ask how she was going to pay for it.
Here, hold this.
3 seconds later, the broke guy turns into a torpedo. Splash, shouts, security, chaos. I grab Sam, pull Bryce by the collar, and drag everyone outside before we officially become the night's free entertainment.
And don't screw this up.
The next day, we sail out to a quiet spot. Time for a little diving without prying eyes. The plan's perfect, until that guy from the club shows up from behind the rocks. They board us. Short fight, but lively. A few punches, some screaming, and boom, the guests are gone. Left on deck, a trophy, a wet baseball cap. Perfect. Looks like our old friend's got longer arms than a clear conscience. "This yours, Captain?" "It's insane," I ask. Bates pretends that he has no idea what I'm talking about.
Stay away from us, okay?
Look, you're the one who boarded my boat without permission.
I walk away. That evening, I'm sitting with Bryce. We're talking about how to get money for proper equipment. I'm all for keeping it clean, no crime. Bryce, as usual, wants the shortcut. Let's just take it all. Count me out, I say. I already know he's planning something. And of course, that night he and Amanda dive down to the plane and straight into trouble. Next morning, while Danny and I are fixing the boat, Bryce and Amanda are back at the club, trying to sell part of the flour they pulled from the wreck to some local thugs.
I have a feeling I'm gonna make it all better, baby.
Then I get a call. His voice is calm, like nothing happened. "Bro, come over. Gotta talk business." So I show up, but instead of friends, I'm greeted by the same scumbags who attacked us earlier. Bryce and Amanda, just bait. Their boss, Reyes, hands me cash for the diving gear and says politely, almost nicely, "Listen, diver, bring us everything from that plane, or your Sam goes swimming without fins."
12 hours time.
On the shore, I snap. "You sold me out, Bryce," I yell. He's stuttering, flopping around like a half-dead shrimp. And right then I realize treasure and gold don't matter. The real danger is drowning in someone else's greed. That evening, Sam tries to talk me out of diving under Reyes' orders.
You're so clean, she squeaks. Shut up!
I stay silent. But if I don't dive, Reyes will come for her, and I'm not letting that happen.
It's already over.
Sarah, come on.
Sam walks away without looking back. Night falls, and we descend into darkness. We swim toward the plane, and suddenly, I see the outline of something massive ahead. I get closer, and my heart stops. It's the Zephyr, the very same ship from our stories and dreams. A ghost from the past, come to life right before our eyes. On board, we find piles of ancient artifacts, like a whole maritime museum swallowed by the ocean. Bryce and Amanda are thrilled.
1853, good year.
And I realized for Sam, I'd give up everything. The gold, the ship, even all that flour. We head to the plane and start hauling out the bags. Bryce and Amanda fill the sack, or I climb onto the boat to secure the rope. Everything's going according to plan, until a tiger shark shows up. Bryce fights it off. Amanda doesn't. And now there's a choice, the cargo or Amanda. We rush Amanda to the hospital. Sam shows up. Everything we had between us sinks deeper than any ship ever could. But Amanda doesn't make it. The three of us drive home. Silence. Just the sound of the road and that feeling that everything went wrong somewhere along the way.
I've known her for 5 days.
You are such an ass.
A phone rings. The gang. And then, like a bad dream, we run right into them on the road. They start a chase, forcing a crash. "I'll hold them off. You two, go," I shout. Sam spots Officer Roy and decides to tell him everything. Bryce drives off alone. And me, I'm standing face to face with the gang. Instead of the flour, I hand them the treasure. "Take it," I say. "It's worth more, much more." They like the idea. They head off to discuss it with Reyes. They climb aboard his yacht, and all hell breaks loose. Then Bates appears, calm, smiling. Turns out he was behind it all. The nice guy tour guide was just a front for the biggest bad boy on the island. I break free from the cabin and dive overboard. Bates's men jump into a boat and chase after me. I dive deeper, lungs burning. I'm no mermaid, after all. Without an air tank, I won't last long. I swim toward their boat, clinging to it with everything I've got. My heart's pounding. Every wave hits like a hammer. Minutes stretch into forever. Then finally the boat stops. I let go. Sam's walking home with Roy, telling him everything on the way. About the flour, the treasure, Reyes. Roy listens, nodding like some holy defender of justice. But when they reach the house, a familiar car pulls up by the curb. Meanwhile, I find Bryce. He's in a panic. Says Sam left with Roy, and now something's wrong. It hits me like a jolt of electricity. Then the phone rings. It's Bates. "I've got Sam," he says calmly. I grip the phone so hard it cracks. Then I turn to Bryce.
Don't hit me with the chair.
We argue. He yells that this is madness. I yell that I'm not leaving Sam behind. Meanwhile, on Bates's yacht, everything's falling apart. Roy demands that he let the girl go, but Bates just calmly pulls out a gun.
They're friends of mine, too.
And the moment I hear Sam's with him, my decision's made. I swim up for the negotiation. They bind my hands and lead me onto the deck. There's Sam, unconscious, cuffed to Roy. I tell Bates about the Zephyr, but he doesn't care. He wants the flower. I only have time to shout to Sam that I gave up all the treasure for her, while Bates lectures about the meaning of life, and his guard finds a torn bag of flour. Sam comes to, and she has a plan. I'll go and destroy the rest! And I dive overboard. Bates and his men follow. Sam sneaks into the engine room and disables the yacht. Bates and his crew catch up to me and swim into the plane, only to find the entire cargo ruined. Bryce has been there the whole time. He personally sank a fortune. Bates goes berserk, but then he spots the ship's bell. Proof I'd been telling the truth. Too late. Bryce unties me and the fight erupts. Flashes in the water. Screams. Harpoons. One of the thugs shoots Bryce. Wounded, he surfaces. I swear, I'll avenge you, bro! The blood quickly draws sharks. A lot of sharks. A full-on underwater predator convention. Sam isn't wasting time either. While I'm fighting Bates below, she's up top, bringing the apocalypse. In style and with purpose. Danny's in the mix too. Down below, it's me and Bates. And the last man standing from his crew. Angry, stubborn, like death itself. He fires the harpoon. I dodge, grab the charge, and a second later, boom! The plane lights up like an underwater sun. Sam dives down, thinking I'm hurt. I'd dive for her too. The end? Not quite. 6 weeks later, I bought a new boat, named her Zephyr, after the ship that started it all. It's the four of us again, me, Sam, Bryce, and Danny. Same crew, but now we know the value of every breath. We try to lift an old cannon. The cable snaps, and it crashes back to the bottom. But Bryce spots a flash of gold. The cannon broke through the hull, and the treasure's calling again. I look down and smile. Let it stay there. My treasure's Sam. And for the first time in a long while, I don't need anything else. Now, that's the real ending.
I got the cheese!
I have no idea which movie I'll end up in next. But I promise, you're gonna love this story.